Welcome everyone to another episode of the Niners Sickness Podcast. Welcome on a Thursday morning podcast. How's everybody doing today? I hope everyone is having a wonderful Thursday. I hope you guys had a great Wednesday evening. Who's ready to talk some football? Who's ready to talk about Brock Purdy? Is he now the future of this organization, or is it too early to talk about that? We're going to talk about that and more right after this.
Roll up to the party, 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 roll up to the party.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Let's say hello to everyone in the chat. Rafael, the 162 Niners, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Good morning, Beto and everyone. Damian Lee's in the house. Welcome. Congratulations to Brock for being nominated to one of the finalists to win the Offensive Rookie of the Year. We're going to talk about that more. Yes, please like and subscribe, everyone. Appreciate that. I'm doing good, brother. I'm doing great. How are you doing? Brock Purdy, the best rookie left. I believe he's the only rookie left, right? At quarterback. Cowboys already fired 5 coaches. They got fired by not breaking his TV. 5 coaches already? Wow. That's a lot. Will G is in the house. He says, Niner Nation, what's up, brother? Mary Fisk is in the house. Good morning. Good morning, Mary. She is a awesome Minnesota Vikings fan. Always supporting the channel. Even though she's a Vikings fan, she's always supporting the Niners channel. So I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you so much for being here, Mary. So, as you all know, Brock Purdy is one of the finalists for the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Now, you got the receiver for the Jets, and then you got the running back from Seattle that are also competing for that Offensive Year Player of the Year. Now, people have said, it should go to a player that has played for the most of the year, if not the whole year. How are you going to give it to a player that has came in and only played a few games? Well, that could be true for the most cases, but when you're the quarterback and you're the one that touches the ball besides the center, and you're 8-0 with 7 starts and wins, playing the type of football that Brock is playing, I think and this is not me being biased and being a Niners fan. This is just me being a fan of football. He should get it. If he was on any other team, my opinion would be the same. What he has done as a rookie, a 7th round pick, the last pick of the 7th round to be added, what Kyle Shanahan has done with him, the fact that they are playing in the NFC Championship game on Sunday. Now, people say, well, if he wins that game against the Eagles, we can talk about Brock. Listen, if he wins against the Eagles and goes and represents the Niners and the NFC in the Super Bowl, that's a whole new conversation. But the matter of fact that he got his team, the fact that he got his team to the NFC Championship game speaks volumes. How many teams out there don't even sniff the NFC Championship game? Dallas included. It's now going to be 28 years for Dallas not making it to the NFC Championship game. And they have a $90 million quarterback over there and Dak Prescott. America's team. And they haven't even sniffed the NFC Championship in 28 years. It's going to be 27 years for sure. It's going to be 28. Or it is 28, excuse me. The Niners, with a rookie quarterback, is going back to the NFC Championship back to back. If it's so easy to make it to the NFC Championship game, what happened to the Rams? What happened to the Bills? It's not easy to make it to the NFC Championship game. Now, you don't play only to make it to the NFC Championship, although it sounds like for the Cowboys, that's their Super Bowl, right? I mean, the Cowboys have not been there for so many years that just getting to the NFC Championship is like a Super Bowl for them. But not for us. Not for the Niners. We actually want to get to the dance. We came close last year. We lost by 3, a game that we should have won. Neither here or there. But this game is going to be more difficult than what people think. I'm not saying that we can't win this game. But it's definitely going to be a challenge for the young quarterback and this offensive line. The Eagles have 70 sacks during the season and 5 sacks in the postseason. So they have a total of 75 sacks. The front 4, all of them have double-digit sacks. This is going to be a test for Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers for sure. So want them to beat the Eagles like a dominating win. Niners are by far the best team in the NFL. Purdy is just amazing. Thank you, Mary. Now, I've been hearing, and this is a conversation for a whole other day, specifically in the offseason. I'm only mentioning this, Niner faithful, because Mary is a Vikings fan, okay? But I've been hearing that the Vikings are very, very interested in exploring the options of getting one Trey Lance. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not even saying the Niners are even going to entertain that. But those are the rumbles. If this was week 7, Purdy would have better numbers than Hurts, MVP numbers. Yep. Niners will be the Eagles' biggest test. It's going to be both ways. Although that Cowboy game was a pretty good test for the Niners, for sure. But people say, who have the Niners played? I ask the same question. Who have the Eagles really played? The last time they played a defense as good as the Niners was the Dallas Cowboys. They lost. And the Commanders. And the Commanders' defense is not even that close as being good as the Niners. And they lost to the Commanders. So, to say that this is going to be an easy win for the Eagles, I don't know about all that. They're definitely, I don't know if they're going to enjoy watching it from the couch, but they're definitely watching it from the couch. Yep, 28 years. And this is why people don't realize how big it is to make it to the NFC Championship game. And to make it with your third string quarterback, that's a credit to Kyle Shanahan and the great coaching he has done this year. Credit also to Brian Greasy to be taken out of the booth doing college games. First year as a quarterback's coach. He has done an amazing job with Brock. And whether we want to hear it or not, he was doing an amazing job with Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, I don't know if we're ever going to see this, but I can only imagine what he would have done with a healthy Trey Lance all year long. Trust the process, break by break. Do you guys believe in destiny? Do you guys believe in destiny? Do you guys believe in chances, in coincidence? What's up, Victor? Welcome to the show, my friend. The reason why I ask is because as amazing as Brock Purdy has been, as great as Brock Purdy has played, he's probably the future of the 49ers quarterback, right? If Trey Lance would have never got hurt and would have played the whole year, we would have never seen Brock Purdy. We would have never known what we know today. B, if Jimmy Garoppolo would have never got hurt against Miami, we wouldn't have or known what Brock Purdy is today. So not only did Brock Purdy have to face two major situations, I mean, he's the third quarterback. He was behind. Starting the season, he was right behind Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo. Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo, then Brock Purdy. What would the chances be that a third-round quarterback would get the opportunity to display what he is today? The hurdles he had to climb. I mean, unfortunately, it took Trey Lance getting hurt, Jimmy Garoppolo becoming the starter, and now Brock becoming the backup, to Jimmy Garoppolo getting hurt and Brock being entrusted as a starter. I mean, I know players get hurt in the NFL. I know that. I know that injuries are part of football. I know all that. But what's the percentage of losing one quarterback in the season But forget about losing one. What is the percentage and the odds on losing two of your starters at quarterback in the same season? What's that percentage of that? I mean, losing one quarterback, okay, what is that, a 50-50? But losing two starting caliber quarterbacks in one season, so everything had to align for Brock Purdy to be able to get his opportunity to play. And Brock Purdy knows it is not easy to get an opportunity to play in the NFL, particularly if you're the 7th round player taken and the last of the 7th round player taken. When your opportunity presents itself, you got to take full advantage of your opportunities. Is it fair to say that Brock Purdy has definitely taken completely advantage of his opportunities this season? Mariah, 49er Faithful Lee's in the house. How you doing, Mariah? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Yes, that is going around. Interesting. I don't believe it will happen, but it's a conversation nevertheless. Brandon Glenn is in the house. What's up, Brandon? Go Niners. Do you mean like when the slam the TV bounces back? You guys probably talking to one another in the chat. The Santel, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the channel, my friend. Welcome to the channel. We got Luis Moreno in the house. What's up, Luis? We got Steve Ortega in the house. How you doing, Steve? One of the greatest football stories. Yeah, so far, it's been a storytelling season for one Brock Purdy. If he makes the Super Bowl, and God forbid he wins it, is there a movie? Is there a movie going to be done in the Bay Area? I don't know. I see a movie. But definitely a great story so far. I know the Eagles beat the Giants by a lot, but Niner sickness, we are not the Giants. We are good offense and defense. Yes, that is true. The Niners are not the Giants. The Niners defense is way better and way faster than the Giants. I'm not saying we can't beat the Eagles, but we saw the pressure that was placed on Brock Purdy last Sunday, even though he didn't throw no interception, and that's a key. That's why I am confident going into this game, because even though Brock Purdy was rattled, he never lost his composure. He never lost his ability to concentrate on what's happening on the field. He never got rattled. He stayed focused and played a pretty good game. People focus on that he didn't throw no touchdowns. And of course, it would have been nice if he would have had a touchdown or two to his resume. But the key part is the INTs. He had 0 INTs against a defense like the Dallas Cowboys, who are very, very fast. I mean, the Cowboys pressured the Niners offense 58%. And Brock Purdy made no mistakes. The Niners, unfortunately, only pressured the Cowboys offense 38%. And Dak made 2 major mistakes. by throwing INTs. That just tells you the composure of this young rookie. The ability to read the field, the ability not to rush things, not to force things, the ability to read his progressions, not always trying to force it into his primary receiver. That's something that is very, very true about Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy would always try to force the ball to his primary receiver and never really looked at the whole field to see who else. How many games did we watch Jimmy in where he forced the ball to Debo and you look at the game and you're like, oh my God, Kittle was wide open. Oh my God, Juice was wide open. Ayuk was wide open. And Jimmy never saw him. How many of those scenarios did we see when Jimmy was quarterback? Damn it, Jimmy, you tried to force it to Brandon Ayuk and never saw Debo open. That is not the case with Brock Purdy. That is not the case with Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy looks at the whole field, scans the whole field, looks at his number 1 and number 2 option, and if they're not there or that number 3 option looks better than his number 1, he gets it to his third progression. And that's what I love about Brock. He scans the field. That touchdown to CMC against Seattle, the very first touchdown to CMC, did you know that he wasn't the first choice? He was actually the third choice for Brock. And even though Brock did not score a touchdown against the Dallas Cowboys, that pass to George Kittle, where George Kittle bobbled the ball, it hit him in the helmet, it hit him in the fingertips, and he caught it. As spectacular as that catch was by Kittle, did you know that Kittle was not the primary receiver? Heck, he wasn't even the secondary receiver. I believe it was Debo and Ayuk, the first and the second option for Brock. And Brock saw Kittle play developing and threw it to Kittle. And we all know the great catch that Kittle made. And that was the possession that the Niners scored on. What's up, Brian? How you doing, Ryan? Welcome to the channel. Debo that like button. Absolutely. Oh, Brian, thank you, bro. Thank you for the love. Xander, what's up, brother? I believe in destiny. If you are a good person and things will come your way, God has a way of always showing it in different ways. Yep. Good things come to those who are patient. Definitely. I know you guys are ready to move on from Kirk Cousins. I don't blame you. I don't blame the Vikings fans ready to move on from Kirk Cousins. Tracy Henderson, how you doing? Welcome to the channel, my friend. What's good? Nick Jones is in the house. What's up, brother? Niner Sickness, as a Rams fan, you guys are losing by 50. By 50, Eagles are just good, buddy. Yeah, and the key word, you are a Rams fan. Definitely. And I wouldn't expect that any less, particularly from a Rams fan. Because the Rams fans get bullied every year by the 49ers. But I do have a little, since you're here, Nick, I do want to let you know this. regardless of what happens on Sunday, whether we win or lose. The Niners found their quarterback in Brock Purdy. I say this. If the Niners can beat the Rams with Nick Mullins, I'll say it again. If the Niners can beat the ass off the Rams with Nick Mullins, what do you think they're going to do twice a year with Brock Purdy? You saw the pressure that Brock was under against Dallas in the playoffs. He wasn't rattled. You think that an aging Aaron Donald is going to bring more pressure than what the Dallas did against us last Sunday? I don't think so. So, for you to say that we're going to lose by 50, hey, knock yourself out. But let's be honest. You're hoping that that's the case. Because I understand you hate the Niners, and you should hate the Niners. The Niners are a superior team to your Rams. So that makes sense. We lost that game because we had a safety that couldn't catch the ball if his life depended on it. How easy we forget that if Tart would have caught that interception, the game would have been over and the Niners would have moved on. Now, it didn't happen. The Rams moved on. Congratulations. But what happened? I mean, how many teams have won back-to-back Super Bowls? I'll tell you one thing. Maybe you might not remember all the teams that went back-to-back, but we can definitely say that the Rams ain't one of them. In fact, the Rams did not even make the playoffs. And don't give me that, well, the Rams had a lot of injuries. That's a cop-out. Every team has injuries. The 49ers are playing in the NFC Championship game on their third quarterback. So don't talk to me about injuries. Every team suffers injuries. The difference between the Niners and the Rams, the Niners built depth in the roster. They have depth in the roster. This is why Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch are better team than Sean McVay and Snead. Sean McVay and Snead, they like to do the drive-thru. They want to go through the drive-thru, order a quick meal, and enjoy it. The Niners and John Lynch and Kyle, they're like, no. Forget the drive-thru. We're going to go to the grocery store. We're going to buy the ingredients that we need, and we're going to make one hell of a dinner at home. And we're going to enjoy it. And there's going to be leftovers. The Rams want to go to the drive-thru, order, and that's it. So you won your Super Bowl. I give you that. You won your Super Bowl. Congratulations. But where's your team this year? See what happens when you lose your quarterback? Your backup is not even good enough to get you anywhere. What happens when you lose your offensive lineman? Or you lose your star D tackle in Aaron Donald? You don't even make the playoffs. So whether the Niners lose by 50, the fact is the Rams did not even sniff the playoffs after winning their Super Bowl. That's how pathetic the Rams are and will always be. That organization is trash from top to bottom. When we played them for the NFC Championship, they lined up throwing beer bottles at the team. Bus, they threaten fans from Vikings from visiting teams. Are you talking about the Eagles fans? Because I know they're terrible. They are terrible. What's up, David Villa? What up, Niners sickness and the faithful? One day closer to game time. Let's go. Let's get this win. Go Niners. Show the pick six by whom? Oh yeah, I should, huh? Let me do that for you. Oh, you know what? I don't have that file. Hold on. Let's see if I have that file in hand. Yeah, I don't have that file. You know what? Hold on. Let's yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have that file Damien Lee set up. Something happened to my computer where I lost all my files and I haven't had a chance to resort them. So I wish I could have showed it. What's up, East Coast Red and Gold podcast? Welcome to the channel. Good morning. Team Cali's in the house. Rams fans riding on the Eagles. Ding, ding, ling, ling, ling. Rams been watching from home. No playoff. I'm telling you, they're bitter. The Ram fans are bitter. And the only Super Bowl the Rams are going to get this year is wishing the Niners lose. They wanted the Niners to lose against the Seahawks. That didn't happen. They had to wait another week. They definitely thought the Niners were going to lose to the Cowboys. That didn't happen. So they had to wait another week. Now they're anticipating that we're going to lose to the Eagles. And if we do, they're going to come on here bragging about how another year we don't make it to the Super Bowl. But we made it to the NFC Championship with a third-string quarterback. The future is bright. The Rams, on the other hand, didn't even make the playoffs, and their future is not bright. They're going to lose a lot of players because the Rams, they have money issues. They have money issues. Let me tell you. Worst record after a Super Bowl win owned by the Rams. Absolutely. And again, the Ram fans are always crying about injuries. Well, this is why you build a team with depth on your roster so that when you do face injuries, the next man up can rise to the challenge. The problem with the Rams, they have no depth. They have superstars across the board, but if they get hurt, that's it. Corey Davis is in the house. What's up, brother? How you doing? Niners sickness. These Raiders, YouTubers is taking your other podcast, NWA. Niners, these Raiders, YouTubers is taking your other podcast, NWA. I don't know quite what you mean by that. Don Dotson's in the house. Welcome, Don. How you doing? Good morning. So, Brock Purdy. Will he win Offensive Rookie of the Year? Is he deserving to win? I want to know in the comments. Not being biased, not being a Niners fan, and being a homer. I'm not saying that you are, but do Brock Purdy have a chance on winning Rookie of the Year? Terradome is in the house. What's up, brother? Rams talking really? Yep. I'm telling you, they have nothing better to do because their team sucks. Their team did not even get to challenge their title or defend, excuse me. They didn't even get a chance to defend their title. They didn't even make it to the playoffs. So all the Rams have going is the Niners are going to lose by 50 points to the Eagles. You know how absurd that sounds? Now, if they say the Niners have a chance of losing to the Eagles, well, that's definitely a possibility. But to say we're going to lose by 50 points, we got blown out one time this year. And that was by the Kansas City Chiefs, and it wasn't by 50. And we were missing 7 of our starters. So suddenly, we're going to lose by 50 to the Eagles. The stupidity that comes out of Rams fans is just enormous. If you're going to make a joke or if you're going to make a point, be realistic. Don't be stupid. But again, if you're a Rams fan, then you're already in the category of being stupid. So I guess it is what it is. Did Bosa end up winning? We're not going to fight on to February 9th. February 9th is when everybody gets to know who wins. It will be announced. They have like this show, I forgot what it's called, where everybody, all the players are there, and they, it's kind of like the Academy Awards. And so February 9th will be the day that we'll know whether Brock Purdy is Offensive Rookie of the Year, whether Nick Bosa is Defensive Player of the Year, which on the Brock Purdy, Kenneth Walker is pretty good. Had a pretty good year for the Seattle Seahawks. And Garrett Wilson, the receiver for the Jets, pretty good year. I'm surprised that Olave didn't even make it. I'm surprised Olave, the receiver for the Saints, did not make the finalist for the Offensive Rookie. As good of a year he had as well. But our quarterback, Brock Purdy, BP 13, is one of the finalists of the Rookie of the Year. Will he win it? I think he should. They are having a podcast called the NWA. Well, I don't own the rights, so that's okay, bro. I don't own. The NWA is really for. Well, I'm not going to mention what it really means for what it really meant, but I mean, for us is Niners with attitude, right? What are the Raiders calling themselves? So I don't understand why but hey, to each his own. But thank you for letting me know, Corey. That's all good, bro. I don't own the rights to the NWA anyway, so it's all good, brother. CMC and Elijah Mitchell are not practicing from that. That's just precautionary. That they'll be fine. They'll play on Sunday. Robert in the house. How you doing, Robert McCracken? Welcome. Let's go. Rams fans, you all are. Yep. Wow, they get their lunch money taken away. Ram fans are funny. I have a Rams fan. His name is Rudy. I haven't heard from him in a couple of weeks, and the whole Charlie Amenihue went down. The whole off the field situation with the domestic violence, and I just want to be clear. I don't condone any type of behavior when it comes to domestic violence, but you got to let the due process play out. We don't know what happened. We weren't there. To say that Charlie was in the wrong or wasn't in the, you can't say he was in the wrong, and you can't say he wasn't. We don't know the facts. We got to let it play out. But my friend Rudy decides to send me an article with Charlie Amenihue being arrested. And I'm like, that if that's not your typical Rams fan, I don't know what is. If that's not your typical Rams fan, I do not know what is. Sorry, my dog. She hears another dog outside and she goes wild. Normally she's in the office with me, but I left her outside in the living room. They are both playing. CMC was just asked if there's a chance he doesn't play. No, yeah, for sure. For sure they're playing. Absolutely. The Rams organization is like a broken Hoover vacuum. If you sucked it, oh man, that is funny, Terradome. That is funny. What's up, Cardcast? How you doing, sir? He says Fred Warner is the beast. He's the beast. He's the best. Yes, he is. Fred Warner, which is one of the my friend Cardcast's favorite defensive players on the Niners. He is definitely playing great football. And we're going to need the best of Fred Warner on Sunday. We're going to need the best of Greenlaw, Bosa, Eric Armstead, Javon Kinlaw, and Sampson, and whoever the rotational defensive line players are. We're going to need a perfect game against an Eagles team that is very, very dangerous. Yep. The Ram fans, what's funny is Ram fans always boasting about how good their stadium is. How good Levi South is compared to Levi North, right? The last time I checked, they don't own any part of that stadium. These Rams fans, they don't make money off the revenue of the stadium. As a fan, yes, you want to have the best experience at a game. But as much as I want to have the greatest experience at a stadium, I want championships. And the Rams only have two. And I understand that certain people say that, they won their last two Super Bowls in the new salary cap era. Okay, this is what I hear. The Rams won two Super Bowls in the last, since the salary cap started. What have the Niners done? And they're right. The Niners haven't won a Super Bowl since 1994. No argument there. They've been competitive, but they haven't won it. What does a good field matter if your team don't even make the playoffs. So the Rams stadium is better than the Niners stadium. But the Niners are playing in the NFC Championship game and the Rams are sitting on the couch. Does that stadium really I don't get that, man. I don't really get the whole my stadium's better than your stadium. If you own the stadium, now if the owners of the Rams want to talk about the owners of the Niners, that's one thing. But as a fan, you don't own shit. Worry about your team winning or losing games more than how good your stadium is compared to other stadiums. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. What's up, Joe Garcia? Go Niners, baby. Jayla's bestie is so sad that her cowgirls lost. She told Jayla that she is going for the Slackers. Jayla said, there's not in it. I raised her right. She knows what team is the best. And you saved Ariel from the Raiders. So, good job, Mom. Good job. That's right. Rams fans be asking while the game is going, are we going to the beach after this? They don't even go to the beach, Terradome. You're giving the Rams too much credit. You're giving the Rams way too much credit. They're not even going there. That's how terrible the Rams fans are. The fact that all they can do is talk against it. And I'm telling you right now, if the Niners lose on Sunday to the Eagles, you won't hear the last of every Rams fan out there. They're going to be like roaches when you turn the light on. You turn on the light and here comes all the roaches. But right now, this is what you hear about. This is what you hear.
Hold on. Sorry.
So that's what you hear. I gotta make these letters bigger, especially since I'm not wearing my glasses. Yeah, I'm old. Yep. Exactly, Terradome. This is what they're proud of. Their stadium. It's much better than Levi's. Who cares? They're sitting in on the couch and we're in the NFC Championship again, but yet their stadium's better than, who cares? I don't know. I guess to each his own. But if that's all they can hang their hat on, that's how sad it is. Yep. That is a good point, Damien. What's up, B. Bob Jones is in the house. How you doing, sir? One of those was in St. Louis, and if Jaworski Tart could catch, will you really have that? Really? What about now? Today? Who's back in the NFC Championship game? Not the Rams. Not the Rams. Why? Because we all know at the end of the day, they are the same sorry Rams. You know that the Cowboys have become the new Packers? The Cowboys have become the new Packers in the playoffs playing against the Niners? I told a Cowboy fan, get used to it. You guys are the new Green Bay Packers of the playoffs when it comes to playing the Niners. And the guy's like, what do you mean my Cowboys are the new Packers? I go, who stopped you from who stopped you from advancing last year? The Niners. Who stopped you from advancing this year? The Niners. Who has stopped Aaron Rodgers the last 4 times advancing in the playoffs? Yeah, the Niners. He's like, oh, crap. I got you. He's a little slow, but he got it. I'm telling you. So Brock Purdy, what he has done this year is incredible. A QBR is 65.5. His completion rate, 67%. He threw for 1,374 yards in the games that he played this year. 13 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. This kid is special. Brock Purdy, under pressure, when the pocket is clean, he's 87% accurate. When he's under pressure, he's about 50. Not blitz, 79. When blitz, about 63. That's pretty amazing for a rookie. That is pretty amazing for a rookie, for sure. Yep. Delusional Eagles fans. What's up, Edward? Welcome, brother. That's right. They are good enough to lose. Yeah. The 49ers are spoken more from a Rams fan than their own team. If you watch these guys' podcast, you watch a Rams YouTuber, 70% of their YouTube is talking smack about the Niners. 30% is talking about the Rams. How pathetic is that? So let me ask you guys this. Let me ask you this in the comments. All right. Has Brock done enough? Has he done enough? We are playing in the NFC Championship game on Sunday. Whether Brock leads his team to victory or not, let's say Brock Purdy has a great game on Sunday, but comes short. And God forbid we lose. Has Brock Purdy done enough to make you feel confident that he should be the starting quarterback next year? Or unless he makes the Super Bowl and wins it, it should be an open competition between Brock and Trey. Has Brock done enough, in your opinion, to be the starting quarterback of your San Francisco 49ers starting next season? Or regardless of what Brock's done so far, regardless of what he does, if he wins this game, regardless of what he does in the Super Bowl, that it should be an open competition, period. I want to know your guys' thoughts. Ooh, Terradome, straight up. I don't want any other quarterback behind center than Brock Purdy. Listen, I'm a big Trey Lance fan. I think Trey Lance still has the ability to be a great quarterback. I say still because we don't know what Trey Lance is going to be. Whether he's going to be good or bad, we don't know. To no fault of his own. We did give up 2 number ones to get Trey. Not 3. We gave up 2 and we traded 1 with Miami. Exchanged. To popular belief. People always say we gave up 3. But we only gave up 2 in the 3rd round. Regardless, we gave up capital to go get Trey Lance. People are going to say that if Trey Lance doesn't work out, they're going to say that John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan failed when it came to Trey Lance. Let me ask you something. Since Nick Bosa been here, since Nick Bosa has been playing great football, do you even think about Solomon Thomas? Solomon Thomas was a bad pick. Do you even think of him with the production that you're getting out of Nick Bosa? I don't. Question. With the production of Fred Warner, do you even think about Reuben Foster? Reuben Foster was another bad pick of the Niners. But since Fred Warner's been here and he's been playing lights out, do you even think about Reuben Foster? I'm probably going to say you don't. I don't. My point being is, I'm not saying that Trey Lance is going to be a bust. I'm not saying that. I don't know what Trey Lance will be. Whether we find out firsthand or another team takes a flyer on him. If Brock Purdy continues to play the way he has played since he started for this Niner franchise, and he plays like that next year, and we continue to make it to the playoffs, and we continue to challenge every year, I guarantee you, ain't nobody going to worry about how much we gave up for Trey Lance. That is just the nature of the beast. Now, the only time that a situation like Trey Lance gets amplified of the draft picks, if let's say we never had Brock Purdy. Let's say Brock Purdy was never who he is today. And Trey Lance becomes a failure. Then people can say the Niners messed up in trading up to get a Trey Lance. But if Brock Purdy continues to win, if he wins, to me, just getting to the NFC Championship game is enough. But the fact if he wins on Sunday and makes it to the Super Bowl, and next year he has a complete full season, starts with the number ones in the offseason, practices with the number ones, and plays phenomenal another year, people are not going to worry about how much we gave up for Trey Lance. That's just the reality of it. You can have all the competition you want. Brock Purdy. Ooh, excuse me. I sneezed there for a minute. My apologies. Nimbleness, poise, decision making, and processing is as good as Joe Montana in 1981. I was there. So, yeah, I hear you. So was I. Now, I know that Terradome and myself are not saying that Brock Purdy is Joe Montana. People have ways to turn things around quickly. What Terradome is saying and what I am agreeing with is watching Joe Montana come from Notre Dame in the third round, watch him develop under Bill Walsh, watching the skill sets that Joe Montana displayed, the decision making, the confidence, the ability to make his progressions, the ability to get the ball in their best playmakers' hands. That's why they call him Joe Cool for a reason, right? Joe Cool was his nickname for a reason. Well, Brock Purdy is Brock Cool Purdy. This kid has ice in his veins. Just like Joe Montana, Brock Purdy sees the whole field. Just like Joe Montana, Brock Purdy is poised under center. Just like Joe Montana, Brock Purdy doesn't get wavered about what the defense shows him. And just like Joe Montana, Brock Purdy is making plays. Now, we're not going to say that Brock Purdy is going to be a Hall of Fame. We don't know that. That's still being played out. Who knows? 20 years from now? I mean, before Joe Montana became Joe Montana, if anybody said that Joe Montana was going to be a Hall of Famer year one, people are going to say, what? But we know how Joe Montana turned. Look at the way Steve Young started. Look at the way that Steve Young started his career. How you doing, Dave? Welcome to the channel, sir. Look at the way Steve Young started his career. And the way he looked when he was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If I told you, after watching him play in Tampa, that Steve Young was going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback, you would have laughed in my face. If I would have told you Steve Young has the potential of being a Hall of Fame quarterback when it's all said and done, the way he started his career, particularly in Tampa, you'll be like, you're crazy. No way, no how. Well, is Steve Young a Hall of Fame quarterback now? Yes, he is. So I'm not saying that Brock Purdy, whatever. All I'm saying is we don't know what Brock Purdy is going to be in the future. We don't know. Based on what we do know is that the signs that this kid is showing are incredible. The poise, the decision making, keeping the ball out of harm's way, making his progressions, getting out of the pocket, extending plays. George Kittle was an afterthought prior to Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy comes onto the scene and George Kittle looks like we just drafted him. A good quarterback brings out great play from the playmakers. What's up, Eric? Welcome to the channel, my friend. Scott in the house. How you doing, Scott? Welcome. Brock Purdy will be our franchise quarterback and will be our number one for the next 5 to 10 years. We need to keep our best players, and if we do with Purdy as quarterback, then we are going to go on this run and win the Super Bowl multiple times, starting this season. Quest for 6. Let's go. I mean, if Brock Purdy can be doing what he's doing as a rookie, as a 7th round pick, Mr. Irrelevant, imagine him with a complete offseason. Imagine him with a complete offseason with the number ones. How good and better he's going to be in 2023. And it's funny how things work out, right? And I hate this. I truly hate this for Trey Lance. If it doesn't work out for Trey Lance in San Francisco, this is why a trade should be an option. Because the selfish part of me wants to keep Trey, even if he's a backup, for depth. But the unselfish part of me would love for Trey to go to a team that will utilize his skill set because he deserves it. I feel bad for Trey. I really do. That is the quarterback that I wanted to be drafted based on what I saw from college. And I feel bad for the kid. I really do. Trey is a nice young man for what I've seen on TV. He deserves nothing but the best, whether it's here or somewhere else. This is why if Brock continues to be Brock and trade discussions surface up, I'm not opposed to trading Trey. That's not me giving up on Trey. That's me wishing that Trey gets his opportunities that he rightfully deserves with another team. Brian, what is my score prediction? I will give that towards the end of the show. You got to stay tuned, my friend. Ain't no ifs about it, carnal. We're going to the Super Bowl. Oh, I love that conviction. I love that conviction, Team Cali. Oh, it's going to rough off on me, brothers. Let it rough off on me because I love it. Dina Harvey, what's up, girl? Welcome, welcome. I seen Tanisha earlier and I did not even acknowledge her. My apologies. Tanisha, if you're still watching the show and you're still part of the show, Tanisha, welcome on board. My forgiveness if I did not acknowledge you when you came in. But Dina, welcome to the show. Brock is a playmaker. Brock is tough as a $2 steak. He doesn't get rattled. He can change arm angles. He will scramble and slide for that first down as good as Patrick Mahomes. And don't forget that sidearm throw. When he threw it to Debo, even though Debo didn't catch it, that's because Debo forgot that he was the primary receiver in that particular play. But that sidearm sling was pretty good by Brock. I'm just saying. Oh, shit. I heard it now. I love it. What's up, Rome? Owens, calling BP13, GK85, DS19, CMC23, and Fight Ayuk. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I called Purdy best rookie quarterback since Montana. He's about to exceed my expectations. Nobody knew how good quarterback Purdy was. Yeah. Anyone that can sit there and tell me they know exactly that Purdy was going to be what he is today, other than Purdy himself, you're I'm just saying.
Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Did you really know that Brock Purdy was going to be as good as he is today when we drafted him with the last pick of the 7th round? Mr. Irrelevant. Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. Nobody knew other than Brock Purdy himself. Not even the 49ers organization knew. They knew he was good. That's why they drafted him. But they didn't know how good he was or has been. Anybody that watches tape, anybody that really enjoyed Joe Montana when he first came out of Notre Dame, playing under Bill Walsh, learning the whole West Coast offense, the deke and dunks, the slot throws, the RPOs, everything, that Joe Montana did. Joe Montana, by the way, did not have a great arm. Joe Montana did not have a great arm. But he made up for it with great decision making, not losing cool under duress, staying laser focused. Those are the qualities that Joe Montana possessed that made up for his weak arm. Tom Brady who arguably go down as the best quarterback that's played, which I still think is Joe Montana, but that's me being biased, did not have a strong arm either coming out of college. When he got drafted in the 6th round from Michigan State or Michigan Wolverines, he had to develop. I believe that's the college he got drafted from. I could be wrong. Anyway, he had to develop the strength of his arm. Brock Purdy can develop the strength of his arm. He will become a better thrower. The things that you cannot instill or teach any quarterback is his ability to read the defense, make smart and quick decisions on the fly, protecting the ball, and making plays happen. Those are the things you cannot teach a quarterback. You can teach how to throw. You can teach this. You can teach that. And Brock Purdy possesses the intangibles that a great quarterback should possess. I mean, to find CMC as his third option for that touchdown, to find Elijah Mitchell as his third option for that touchdown as well against Seattle is incredible. I can't say enough of Brock Purdy. And this is from a guy that loves Trey Lance. This is from a guy that I wish things were different. But just because I love Trey Lance, I'm not going to be blinded to what Brock Purdy is doing. And at the end of the day, my tattoo on my hand says San Francisco 49ers on my arm. San Francisco 49ers. It does not say Trey Lance. It doesn't say Joe Montana. It doesn't say Brock Purdy. It says San Francisco 49ers. So even though I'm still pulling for Trey Lance, even though I'm a big advocate for Trey Lance, at the end of the day, if Brock Purdy gives the 49ers the best chances to win, then I'm rocking with Brock. I am rocking with Brock. Plain and simple. What's up, David McNiner? Thank you for wiping your feet, my friend. Let's see here. That game against the Eagles is going to be tough. Is it unwinnable? No. Can the Niners go into Philadelphia and pull the upset? Absolutely. I mean, Vegas is giving the Eagles 2.5-point favorites. Automatically, just because you're the home team, you get 3 points. Whenever you're the home team, you get 3 points. They're giving the Eagles only 2.5. You might think, well, what's a half a point? It's huge in the betting line. Niners best in the world. Fire. I have watched veteran quarterbacks not have the poise, the calmness, the talent of Purdy. That's a valid point, Mary. You see, look at the Dante Culpeppers. Great arm. Didn't do too much. I'm trying to think of quarterbacks right now that have great arms. Jimmy G has a pretty decent arm. No, he doesn't. I take it back. I don't know. I must have just bumped my head. Sorry. But you know what I mean. There are quarterbacks out there that I can't think of their name right now that have great strength and arm, but just when it comes between the ears and decision making. Oh, look at Dak Prescott. He has a great arm. But who threw two interceptions in the game that was just played? Not Brock Purdy. Doing good. Just got off of work. Oh, right on, bro. Well, thank you for joining my live. You get off of work. I hope you're home safe. I hope you had a great day at work, my friend. Is that a Warriors t-shirt you have there, my friend? If you don't, my apologies. I'm a Laker fan, so no, I'm not a Warrior fan if it is. We're not going to talk about my Lakers. We're not talking about my Lakers. Stop it. Be smart ass. Jesus knew. He knew that you were going to make this comment also, Bebop. You crazy nut. When you watch Purdy last games, the throws he made, the accuracy he has, the incredible, for example, the play when Ayuk dropped the catch versus the Seahawks in the end zone. That throw was on point. Unbelievable. But you're right. And he was moving. Brock Purdy was on the move, avoiding pressure. And he threw a dart. Let me tell you, and I'm not blaming Brandon Ayuk. I think even Brandon Ayuk got caught off. He was surprised that throw was made by Brock. But if Brandon Ayuk would have made that catch, that would have been one, if not the best highlight reel of ESPN this whole offseason. Appreciate it, Beto. Joe Montana was not a huge big arm guy. Back in the day, it was all about John Elway, Don Flouts, and Dan Marino. Exactly. They had the big arm, but Joe got the rings. Now, give credit to John Elway, but John Elway did not get his rings until they established a running game. Once they got a running game going with Davis, they won the rings. Prior to Davis, when they were one-dimensional, no rings. But you're right. Dan Marino in the 1984 Super Bowl, Palo Alto, California. I was there. Dan Marino and the Miami Dolphins came in as the number one offense. Dan Marino was breaking all sorts of records that year. And here's Joe Montana. Believe it or not, I'm talking about then, not now. You did not want to compare Joe Montana to the great Dan Marino. And I have nothing but respect for Dan Marino. Dan Marino is one hell of a quarterback. And I believe that you should not be judged how good you are based on Super Bowls, although that helps. But Joe Montana went up beating Dan Marino in that Super Bowl. 38-16, I believe. What happened to that number one offense in Miami? So if you can have the big arm and the tangibles of Brock Purdy, listen, if Brock Purdy was 6'3", 6'4", if Brock Purdy had an arm, he would have been a number one overall pick in the draft. Scouts, for the most part, screw it up when scouting players. They look for the big arm, the big frame, the typical quarterback, right? They look for that typical quarterback prototype. Let me ask you, Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson looks the prototype quarterback, right? Coming out of college. Big structure. 6'4", is he? 6'4", 6'3"? Big arm. What has he done in the last 2 years for the Jets? Is it safe to say that Brock Purdy in 8 games is now better quarterback than Zach Wilson in 2 years? Zach Wilson, a number 2 overall pick. He has the prototype look. Did I mention he's white? No, just kidding. Okay. I'll leave that alone. I'll leave it alone. It's a prototype, right? The height, the arm. And scouts look for this. So much so, they tend to overlook someone like Brock Purdy. How did Brock Purdy get by every scout, including the Niners, to make it to the 7th round? One pick away from not even being drafted. To becoming the quarterback that we all know now. There's a crack in the system when it comes to the scouting team. Stop looking at prototypes and stop being lazy and start going and looking at these young kids' film. Brock Purdy has a lot of experience playing 4 years in college. Normally, a quarterback like Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, even the Josh Allens, typically only play for 3 years. Some of them only 2 years in college. And they get drafted because of their body frame, because of the potential, because of their arm strength. The fact that Brock Purdy, and let's keep it 100. Brock Purdy, if he would have came out in the draft the year before, his sophomore year, he would have went up much higher. Brock Purdy had a better sophomore year or junior year than he did as a senior. But he wanted to stay and finish his college degree. And that shows you, if anything, that he's committed. Is he deserving to win the offensive rookie of the year? Heck yes. Lance is from close to where I live. Yeah, somewhere, I forgot what part of Minnesota he's from. Watched him play for North Dakota. Any team that would be lucky to have him. Niners, how great you want him to have that chance he wants so badly. Yep. Because he is the clutchest quarterback at all time. Purdy is a rookie. We don't know yet. No, we don't know what Brock Purdy is going to be. Now, the comparisons that we're making about Joe Montana is his intangibles. Not whether he's going to be a Joe Montana at the end of their career or not. Just strictly that he has that, first and foremost, brains between his ears. His quick decision, being smart with the football, being cool, not losing it, being poised, making right decisions, making his reads, not forcing the football in places it shouldn't be. Although some of those plays should have been intercepted. They were dropped. But he's a rookie. Those are the things he will learn as he becomes more and more of a pro. I mean, listen, are we really nitpicking at the things that he did wrong this year compared to the things he have done right? Right? Wow. He almost threw some interceptions. He almost did this. Well, Dak Prescott didn't almost. He definitely threw 2 interceptions. So let's just give credit where credit is due, man. Brock Purdy is a quarterback in the making with all the potential in the world. If he continues to be under Kyle Shanahan. Now, I'm going to clear something out real quick. Brock Purdy is not a game manager. You don't win games in spite of Brock Purdy. You win games because of Brock Purdy. Jimmy Garoppolo was a game manager. I mean, he only threw, 8 times in the NFC Championship game against the Packers and ran it how many times? Let me ask you this. Is the Eagles' defense better than the defense that we faced in Green Bay in 2019? Simple question. Is the defense of the Eagles today better than the defense of the Packers in 2019? Because if you tell me that the Eagles' defense is better and against a defense not as good as Green Bay, and Jimmy Garoppolo only threw it 8 times, even if we lose on Sunday against that defense, if Brock Purdy throws more than 8 times, he's already a winner. Of course I want to win the game, but I'm just stating. Brock Purdy throws more than 8 times. The future is bright. Victor is in the house. What's up, Victor? Welcome, brother. Welcome. Niners all day, every day. So, I mean, against, let's see here. Against the Cowboys, he threw what, 29 times against that defense? Against the Cowboys, he threw 29 times. And that defense was fast and ferocious. Forget about the Eagles for a minute. We hosted the NFC Championship game in Levi's in 2019. Jimmy Garoppolo only throws for 8 times. In the win against the Cowboys, under the duress that Brock was under, and he was under duress, he still threw it for 29 times. That alone tells you how much confidence Kyle Shanahan has on Brock Purdy compared to Jimmy Garoppolo. It's intelligence and heart. He takes hits to deliver throws or runs. He throws it away if no one's open. All top rookie quarterbacks had confidence, but they threw so many INTs. Look at Peyton Manning when he came out of college. Tennessee. Went to the Colts. How many interceptions did he throw that first year? Alex Smith, first overall pick. Number 1 pick of the 2005 draft. How many interceptions did he throw? You got Brock Purdy that has only thrown 4. And out of those 4, I think one of them it was not even his fault. The Jawan Jennings bobble in the air. So honestly, he only threw 3. Let me tell you, we definitely have a quarterback, regardless of the outcome on Sunday. We win, we go on, the fire keeps going, the excitement keeps going. We're all fired up. Yeah, go Niners. But hey, if we lose against a good team like the Eagles, but we play a good game, even though the loss will suck and it will hurt, but it is encouraging to know that we have our quarterback, not the potential of a great quarterback like Trey Lance, but the ability to know that we have our quarterback of the future. And as long as we keep bringing more pieces to this team, and think about this. How much money Brock is getting paid? This kid is going to play in the NFC Championship game. Year 1. Regardless of the outcome, regardless if he wins on Sunday or he loses, he is playing in a NFC Championship game in his career. How much does he get paid? Dak Prescott, how much money does he get paid? When has he played in an NFC Championship game? People don't realize it is not normal for a rookie, much less a 7th round choice, much less the last pick of the litter, to be playing, not only playing, but leading his team into the NFC Championship. Because listen, let's not get it twisted. It is not like Jimmy G got hurt against the Cardinals week 18. Or it's not like Jimmy G got hurt against Seattle in the wild card team. Or even better, it is not like Jimmy G got hurt against the Cowboys in the divisional game. And now Brock Purdy is starting in the NFC Championship by default because Jimmy got hurt in the divisional game. Brock Purdy took over two months ago. And he has not lost a game. Played in 8 games, started 7. Hasn't lost and has taken your San Francisco 49ers to another NFC Championship appearance. Regardless of the outcome. I'm saying this to say this. Regardless of the outcome, please, if we lose, don't be too hurt or too mad to start talking shit about Brock Purdy. Because I know it's coming. I know it's coming from some 49er fans. If we lose against the Eagles, let's say Brock, God forbid, let's just say Brock has a bad day. His worst. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not even claiming it. I'm just saying, let's just say Brock Purdy has his rookie moment of the year. Where people like to call, he turns into a pumpkin against the Eagles. You're going to hear all the Jimmy G lovers. See, he's not the quarterback of the future. He's just a rookie. Screw you. Even if he has his worst game against the Eagles, I'm not saying he's going to. He still has shown me enough to make me a believer in this kid. And not one game is going to dictate of what I see in him. I like to see a body of work compared to one game. So you're going to sit there and tell me, Niner fans, Jimmy Garoppolo fans, that if Brock has a bad game, you're going to base everything off one game and not the body of work? You don't want to come onto my live if that happens, because you wouldn't be in my chat for too long. That is just nonsense. Nonsense. Now, Brock and I have a wonderful day on Sunday. But I've seen enough body of work that whatever happens on Sunday is not going to deter me from believing what I've seen so far in this young man. Brock Purdy's measurables, height, weight, speed, status match up to 86-89% with Baker Mayfield. And they played in the same conference. Come on. Common opponent, Mayfield won Heisman and was drafted number 1 overall. Great point, Terradome. Great point, my friend. Brock the Mike. Ooh, I like that. Was made for this system. Had a competition with Sudfeld and sent him away. And this is what Sudfeld got paid $2 million guaranteed. $2 million guaranteed, and they still sent him away. That is facts, Terradome, facts. Yes, we could put money towards Nick Bosa. We could put money towards Brandon Ayuk. We can bring in some free agents. 1%. Brock Purdy playing in the NFC Championship game, and it's only costing us 1% against the salary cap. Holy cow. What's up, Daniel? Welcome to the stream. Make sure to hit the like button, guys. For those that haven't done so already, make sure to smash that like button and wipe your feet before entering. Brock Purdy, the truth. He's already made history. But I know what you mean. Folks, it's like we found a new Ferrari. Ooh, Bayetti or Lamborghini for 10,000. Enjoy your blessing. God is good. I love it. Can you imagine? I mean, 10,000 is a lot, at least for me. But 10,000 for a Lamborghini? Or Bayetti? Yeah, that's a steal. Jay Madden's in the house. What's up, Jay Madden? Good to see you, my friend. Eddie Woods is in the house. What's up, Eddie? So, I'm going to be ending the show soon. Been going on for an hour and 40 minutes. Brock Purdy, a candidate to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, and well deserved. The fact that he made it on the list shows how much this kid has impressed the NFL. Regardless of what happens on Sunday, please keep in mind, we found our quarterback of the future. The future looks bright. And I know that it sounds like I'm giving up on my team. I'm not saying we're going to lose on Sunday. But I do understand that we're playing a very good team in the Eagles with an explosive offense and one hell of a pass rush defense in their house. I'm not naive to it. I'm not a homer. It is going to be a challenge for us to get the victory. Can the Niners do it? Absolutely. But are there chances of the Niners losing? Yes, there is. No, not no more, Jay. I'm sorry. So, all I'm saying is this, man. Please, be optimistic. Regardless of what happens on Sunday, understand we have our quarterback of the future. With a whole offseason, he's only going to get better. He only counts 1%, like Terradome said, against the salary cap. This kid is special. And God forbid, oh man, God forbid he wins the game on Sunday. Oh boy. Can you imagine how it's going to be during Super Bowl week media? If for one reason this kid gets his team beyond to the Super Bowl, imagine all the week of Super Bowl media, the storylines of Brock Purdy behind the podium talking about the Super Bowl against Cincinnati or Kansas City. And I'll tell you this, with Brock Purdy, if we play Cincinnati in the Super Bowl, I like my chances. I even like my chances against Cincinnati. Brock Purdy is the real deal. I hope he wins the Rookie of the Year. He deserves it. I'm not saying that Kenneth Walker doesn't deserve it. I'm not saying that Gary Wilson does not deserve it either. They played great for their prospective teams. But Brock Purdy has started as an NFL quarterback and has not lost in any of his games. what this young man has accomplished from the day that he took on the field against Miami into the day he walked off the field against Dallas has already accomplished so much. The sky's the limit for this kid. Yep. Very good point. What's up, Sloth 96? I don't get why all the media thinks Eagles won already. We are going to show up and show out. That's just the media for you, though. Listen, all I care about is what the locker room believes. And it's okay, because having the social media pick the Eagles playing at home, puts all the pressure on the Eagles. And I like it that way. I like the fact that all the pressure is on the Eagles. Everybody, America, all the analysis out there are picking the Eagles to win. You know how much pressure that's on the Eagles? And the Niners are just coming in under the radar. That's right. They can call him small, call him Mr. Irrelevant, call him third stringer, but his name will be champion. Call him that. Watch. I love it. I love it, Terradome. No Niners injuries, right? Nope. They're monitoring CMC and Elijah, but they'll play. They'll be fine. At this point, there is no injuries to report. So the Niners are going into this game against the Eagles as healthy as they possibly can. No, don't worry, bro. No worries, bro. The fact that you're here watching my show, I appreciate it, Rome. Thank you. My score prediction, 26, Eagles 17. I did say I was going to give my prediction at the end of the game, and I'm going to do so. Let me see your guys' predictions. I want to see your guys' predictions in this game. There is my prediction for this game. Oops. I misspelled Niners, but that's a typo. 24, Eagles 20. Niners. The Niners 24, the Eagles 20 is my prediction. 26-17, that's a good prediction. We got this Sunday. Let's go. Always great to be here. Wait a minute. Let me start again. Always great to be in here. Just paid my license. All right, on. Team Kelly says 23-27 Niners. Jay Madden says 17 Niners, 14 Eagles. Ooh, he has it as a low scoring game. 24-21 Niners win. I love it. All right, guys. I appreciate every one of you hanging in with me. Make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already. I appreciate you guys hanging out with your boy Niner Sickness on another episode of the Niner Sickness podcast. May Brock Purdy win. May Kyle Shanahan win. And may CMC win. And may Nick Bosa win their awards come the 9th of February. Rome says 35, Eagles 28. I love it. Scott says 27-14 Niners. Oh, thank you, Dina. I love you too, girl. Love you too. Appreciate all the support to the team and the channel. All right, guys. Have a blessed day. Remember, God loves you. Love one another. But most importantly, love yourself. Stay faithful. Remain faithful. And Brock, I believe in. Until the next one, God bless you, and we'll see you later. Peace. Go Niners.